Let me bring back in News Nation Live host Conal McShane, who's live with us in Dubai. We also have Ricoh Danielson, National Security Advisor, and Majid Sadishpour, Political Director for the Organization of Iranian American Communities. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you. Ricoh, if I could just start with you. This was that KC-135. We've been waiting for about 12 hours to see what the news would be. These 6 crew members on board, 4 confirmed dead. Your real-time reaction as a veteran yourself?
Yeah, unfortunately the aircraft went down not due to enemy fire, just technical difficulty, especially in a hostile environment over there. It's very sad whenever we see that service member unfortunately pass, and you have so many right now. It's a kind of setting the tone right now for the regional conflict, and we definitely want to have their remains come back home. But one thing we have to be very mindful of while CENTCOM is doing their investigation is understanding the dynamics of in-air refueling, because it's a very, very complex thing to do.
Can I follow up real quick, Ricoh, with you on that? I mean, this plane, KC-135, has been in use for a long, long time. I think it goes back to the 50s.
Yeah.
Would that also be a possible concern in terms of how long it's been in use? Or
Yeah, usually aircraft such as like that, and also the practice of in-air refueling, and then also using different maybe legacy technology may have played a different factors in this. Also, inclement weather and also surrounding barometric pressure would have a high inclination of what may have happened during the in-air refueling. This is a very old school technology, very old school plane. So I wouldn't be surprised during the investigation that there may have been new parts, new technology, new process or procedure that needed to be happening.
Majid, this now makes 11 service members that we have lost so far in this conflict with Iran. We had the aircraft go down in Kuwait. That was friendly fire. I'm just wanting to know from your perspective, how you're reading this in terms of tempo of the operation, what these service members are, enduring right now. And does the administration need to change course at all and take this into consideration?
I think it's very difficult. Conflicts are very difficult and costly for everybody involved. That is for sure is a given. But at its core, we know that this regime, both in the 12-day war back in June and again in this conflict, is significantly shaken. The void that has been created by the killing of Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader, has irreparably created a void inside the regime that is not going to be fixable in any way, shape, or form. But the regime operates with a repression apparatus that is significant, and even if tens of thousands of foreign soldiers are mobilized in Iran, which is something we absolutely do not recommend, we still need significant help from the Iranian people and their organized resistance. That's why myself included in our community support the provisional government and the plan outlined by Maryam Rajavi, the president-elect of the National Council of Resistance of Iran. This is a task that belongs to the Iranian people and the resistance to overthrow this regime.
Okay, what about you, Ricoh, in terms of an assessment of where we are right now? We just got a report, by the way, that NATO air defense has apparently shot down another missile that was headed to Turkey. That's the third one, all right? Here in Dubai, where I am, it was a drone that hit the somewhere near the financial district, it appears, after Iran threatened the bank. Strait of Hormuz appears all but closed as well. The president's frustrated with the coverage of this war, but what about the ability to sustain it for a longer period of time, maybe than some Americans had anticipated? Where are we?
Yeah, absolutely. So I see the United States actually cranking up the heat a lot more here shortly. Unfortunately, one thing we're really good at is, and I believe the United States has said it, we're actually going to be rolling out the shock and awe, which is one of the biggest, wartime efforts. At this point, we're beyond conflict. We're going into war, I believe. And then I believe that the United States and also President Trump needs to have this end sooner than later, not because of resource constraint. We have tons of resources. It's just a matter of it's pushing Iran Iran and its military and its regime to actually indiscriminately take actions against innocent, just bystander countries such as Jordan and Dubai. They have no skin in the game in this. So I believe that the United States is going to crank up the heat, send more people. I wouldn't be surprised if, unfortunately, we're going to see military troops on the ground here shortly, especially on the amphibious attack. This is what the Marines do the best. This is what the Army does best. And we're in that vicinity, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that.
Majid, let me give you just the last word here, and just, in terms of what comes next, because I feel like historically the hardest part of a military campaign is probably defining the exit strategy. What do you think the exit strategy in this is going to end up looking like?
I think the regime in Iran will fall, whether one cannot put a specific timeline on it, but it will fall with the might of the Iranian people. This is a country twice the size of Texas. It is a topography that's almost impenetrable. You need the Iranian people and their organized resistance. The plan forward has already been put forth by the Iranian resistance. I mentioned the provisional plan by the National Council of Resistance of Iran. They have foot on the ground in the MEK resistance units, the National Liberation Army that is budding at the moment and forming. I think we need to tap into that to provide legitimacy and political support they need to carry out the final task of overthrowing this regime for good, and hopefully no American lives are lost.
Ricoh Danielson, Majid Sadishpour, thank you both so much for your time and perspectives this morning. Connell, thank you from Dubai. I'll loop back in with you in just a little bit.